All right, we're looking at crude oil again. We have the QS trading system. Today, the long side lost. This is the one I took, and the short side was profitable, capturing 132 points. We talked about this just yesterday. You could trade the long and the short side. The way that would work is you trade it in two different windows. You turn the long side on and the short side off on this one, and you turn the short side on this one and the long side off, and you would take a long trade here, and you would take a short trade here. So you'd buy here and you'd sell here. They're about 5 ticks apart. So you'd be flat until you were stopped out on the long side, and then you'd be short again. And so in this scenario, you could lose in both directions. You could take a long trade, you could lose, and then it could rally back up and you could lose on the short side. And there's a high probability that that could happen on a weekly inventories day, or you could get a trend like you had today and the short side persists. So again, you'd take a long signal here, a short signal there, you'd be flat, you'd take another sell signal here when you were stopped out, and then you would cover your short at noon, shorts cover at noon, and so you would have had 1320 minus 300, about 100 ticks of profit. Are the hypothetical results on this. I just took the long side. I didn't take the short side. In retrospect, I wished I would have. I was set up in bias and already set up to trade this, and have shared this short side story with you. It has been profitable since, that's the long side. So it's kind of going sideways right now. And then the short side, that is NQ. Let's see. NQ had a nice trade yesterday. Here is the short side. We showed you it was right here yesterday. Made a new equity peak today. So from July the 4th, the short side has worked. Interesting timing. The beginning of July, the short side has worked. Minus 47.90 up to 64.10. So a little over 10K of profits, hypothetically speaking, since July. And so while the long side was going sideways, since pretty much sideways in this time frame, the short side was moving up. And so while the short side was losing in this time frame, the long side was going up. And so you could trade both of these at the same time. Your risk is doubled. They both use a $300 stop loss. You could be stopped out on both in the same day. It's possible to be profitable on both in the same day, but more than likely one will lose and one will win, or both will lose. In a narrow range, both could win. The short side exits at noon, so you could go short. It could go down if you're short and long at the same time, as long as it goes down not more than the long, where the stop loss is for the long side, and then exits at noon, and then you're still long, and then it rallies. And so it's the concept of automating multiple strategies on the same symbol. And this is my research platform. This is delayed data. On my VPS, I have live data. I pay pro fee, so it's $125 per exchange per platform. And so on my research platform, I use delayed data for my research. And so just extra information on why that is delayed. Here is my real-time platform. Turned automation off right now on this. I typically do that at the end of the day. Yesterday, the long side, the crude oil trade, the long side profitably. You see that that trade here. So it captured about 69 ticks in crude, and the short side lost yesterday. So yesterday the longs won, the shorts lost. So that's how you trade crude oil. Other trades, we were stopped out yesterday on our short trades on SR counter trend, massive counter trend rally in the stock indexes. Tick Pulse had some nice trades yesterday. We're currently in Tick Pulse right now. It's long here, a few points away from the profit target. And so Tick Pulse finally got a pretty straight up trend day like we were talking about. It had 3 really choppy days, and then it chopped a little at the end of the day. Netflix earnings, JOLTS report. Bulls were extreme yesterday. Kind of euphoric in my opinion, but big pullback today and then rally. These strategies are set up to take advantage of these pullbacks and rallies in general in the 200K portfolio. And that's the update for today. Crude oil trading both sides. Stock indexes currently in SR counter trend 2. Gold is set up, is poised to go long if we can get enough pullback. So that's what we're waiting on.